Hey there, Titans, and welcome back to another Titan Academy video. Today we'll be talking about some advanced techniques when using multiple record gets Salesforce integrations. First, we'll show you how you can bring back multiple records but limit the amount of records that will be returned. After that, we'll show you how you can use sort order to sort the records that are being returned from Salesforce. Next, we'll show you the difference between bringing back data to a repeated element as opposed to a regular element. And finally, we'll show you how you can sum data from a list of records. Let's get started. I've already got a get set up where I look at an account and I bring all the opportunities under that account. Now, in order to bring multiple, and we've shown this in the past, but just to review, we can turn this into a repeat strip by heading over to our strip and ticking the repeat. We could, of course, do this as a repeat column. We also have repeat containers that you can use as well. This is just one of the many methods. Now, I'm going to head over to my get, which I've already set up. You can see I've already mapped my fields, and my condition is already set up. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to limit the amount of records that return. So first, let's take a look at how many records we get back initially, and we'll just type in an account here that I know has a certain amount of records from an opportunity, and I'll search. We can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I believe 10 records. So let's go ahead and limit the amount of records that we actually return here. And I'm going to go ahead and limit this to 3 records. And we'll apply and save that. And now when we search the same account, notice that we've only got 3 results, and that's because we've put on that limitation. Now, the smaller your limit, the better, because it allows for a faster query, so you don't want to use a very large query in the thousands. If you can, you want to limit that query as much as possible. It will give you much better results and much faster queries from Salesforce. Besides for limitations, we can also set the sort order of our integration. So let's turn off that limit. Let's put it back to, let's say, 100. All right, so let's see what we get when we just run this without any kind of sort order. We can see that we have the following, and what I want to try to do here is I want to sort the order based on the amount here. So I want the amount to be all in order, as opposed to right now where it's just depending on when the record was actually created. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and change the sort order. So we're going to head over to our get one more time. We're going to click on sort order. We're going to choose amount, and I want to see the amount, let's say descending. Of course, you can do ascending as well. And we'll do this one more time. We'll search for the same account. We'll go ahead and search. And now we should see these numbers going down. So 915,000, 440,000, 270,000, etc., all the way down until a little bit less than 80,000. So we can actually set the order and then bring back the data as we'd like. All right, moving on, we're going to go ahead and show you the difference between using a repeated element like we've just used and a regular element. So we've seen how this works with a repeated element. Let's see how the same data would come back if we just brought it back to a regular field on our project. So let's go ahead and put in an input field here. And I'll make it a little bit bigger just so that we can see all the results here. And I'm going to go ahead and actually, let's kill this entire area. And instead, we'll bring it all back to this single field. And we'll just bring the opportunity name here. All right, excellent. I'll go ahead and apply that. Great. Now, if I bring in my opportunities, notice that instead of repeating like we saw with the repeat strip, and that would work with, of course, any repeat element, instead we see this as a list of records. So if you ever need to bring back a list, comma separated, you can do that as well. All right, now let's do one more interesting thing here. Let's bring back the amount of these opportunities, and so that we can actually sum up all the different amounts. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to head over to my page, and I'll create a static variable called amount. And I'll also create a numeric formula to sum op amount. Let's go ahead and just put in the amount variable that we set up. Excellent. And we're going to also map that variable for amount from in our get here. So we'll bring in amount. And what will happen here is we'll end up with a list of amounts from the opportunity, and then the list will get summed up by our numeric variable that does the calculation. So let's make sure we have our debug mode on. We do. All right. So once again, let's go ahead and run our get. We'll search. Okay, the first thing we're going to notice is that our amount, we got all of our amounts in one variable, comma separated. Now on top of that, we also have the sum of all of these amounts. We didn't have to use any pluses. All we have to do is just add that field to our variable, and it automatically sums up the list. So this is a handy way that you can sum a large set of data that's comma separated. As long as it's numeric values, it will let you sum it just like that. And that's how it's done.